The Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. We're looking at the models. This is the Lusitania. And this is the Normandy. Now, I think my father has something to do with this ship. I'm gonna have to look. I think he was either taken to Europe or taken home from Europe on it. But anyway, the name rings a bell. The Normandy. What's cool about this model is that it's cutaway. That's really neat. Big dining room. What is that? Tourist class lounge. And the first class grill room in green. And this is the first class dining room with the statue piece. Anyway, this model is just amazing. And there's Long Beach. From the Queen Mary on a gray day. Here's Carrie waiting for the transatlantic voyage to begin. I would like to climb that. Well, maybe not. I'm too old for that sort of thing. Queen Mary. Oh, look at all this equipment. Hang on a second. Another attraction of this area is the submarine. I think it's a Russian sub. Well, yeah. It doesn't look like they bothered restoring it. Maybe they'll do that, maybe not. Anyway, let's go look at the gun. So here we are, a twin 40mm anti-aircraft heavy machine gun. When war was declared in September 1939, the Admiralty began to consider how best to use the Queen Mary. After some debate, it was decided that because of her size and speed, she was best suited as a troop carrier. For defense, it was fitted with a wide array of armament, which included 5 40mm machine guns, similar to this one.
It was removed in May and June 1945.
The remainder was taken off during a post-war refit in 1947. So here's where you put your where you put your feet. That's how you wheel it around and look at the sight. Look.
Where did you sit?
You peek through here.
There must have been a chair.
I saw. Yeah, they saw a. Didn't they see it? They removed it. They removed the seats. And motors. Yeah, this rope is pretty impressive.
Makes our little cleats look like crap.
Yeah. Now that's a cleat. And look at this cable. Wow. Yikes. And this, of course, is a Metro Vic Clyde winch. Big old motor. And that is shuffleboard. And that's a glass somebody left there. I imagine this is for the anchor, if I had to guess. I don't know. Whew. And finally, The thing I like most of all, machinery and controls. Let go port, pay out, cable, anchor away, ship brought up, heave in, not clear, hold on, ahead, slow engines. Stand by anchor, stop engines, hold on. Made by the Siemens brothers in London. And here's the very front of the ship. And it looks like there's some sort of a jet ski competition going on out there. Outside Long Beach, California. On a gray day. When I was a little boy, we went to a Piggly Wiggly and they had one of these. It's a compass, of course. And I thought it was the coolest thing. Here's the compass dial. And I always wondered what these metal balls were for and why they could be moved. Well, I found out later. It's how you, what is it? It's how you correct for the metal in the hull to make the compass work properly, I believe. And it appears that you talk through here. This goes down there to whomever. Ooh, more dials. Steam to whistle. Look at that. The age of analog. Oh, here we go. The alarm indicator panel. On this panel of the ship's decks are 300 lights indicating the 300 alarm points that function independently from the Lux-Rich system. And fire station. No gale, when you're outside, that is really loud. No gale, no shattering sea, no towering iceberg, nothing is more feared than fire at sea. No effort was spared to make the Queen Mary safe from fire, and she was through more than 1,000 Atlantic crossings. The fire station, moved virtually intact from its original position 2 decks below, was the control center for an extensive fire protection system, which included pressurized water, piped CO2 gas, foam, automatic sprinklers, smoke sensors, and alarms. Carbon dioxide gas, cargo spaces. Hydraulically operated watertight doors. Oh, big door. Here's a schematic of the watertight door circuits. Here's a stateroom in the 1930s. Flowers. A writing desk. She's on the phone with somebody. There's curtains. And a chair. And the luggage. And there are the beds. And here's an interesting thing. It's obviously a scale. This scale was manufactured in around 1880. It goes from 0 to 50, 80, to 100, to 140 and 50, which is what people, a male would have weighed maybe about then. And it ends at 280 pounds. I am currently 284 pounds. I would peg that thing. What's interesting about this ship is just the length of the decks. It is a long, long ship. I don't know what that is. This is the main hull. Now it has stores. We are in room 028, A028. Which is ice machine. Right here, down this corridor. King size bed, which was nice. Picture of a topless woman.
She's a mermaid.
She's a mermaid. And you let air in through the portholes. Here's the view. She's a mermaid. The only class of people who are allowed to go topless. Oh, yeah. This toilet flush is exciting. You have to torque this thing down to make it work, and then bring it back up. It is super tight. And it runs if you don't position it just right. There we go. Interesting little thing. Back in the day, they used to be able, you could take a bath with salt water or regular water. So there were two sets of valves here. This is an image of the RMS Queen Mary as she sails on her maiden voyage. That boat, right there, the Queen Mary. It is quite big.